What's up, guys? Carey Kepler here.
It's the Jeremy Thiel, Carey Kepler show.
What's up?
Ask us.
We have all the answers.
All right, guys, today we're going to get started with some questions from the interwebs. We got a good one. First off, we're going to go with is, what are you currently reading?
Guys, I start every day, I read in a book called Jesus Calling. So it's a daily devotional, and I absolutely love it. It sets the tone of my day. When I have the most time, I get to sit there and I actually journal with that. So the entry for me is that daily devotional, and then I get to read the scripture. When I have more time, I actually get to open my Bible and actually dive into some of the scripture a little bit more. And then I actually journal off of kind of the message that is being delivered from that. And it helps me to just kind of reflect, have gratitude, and really know what my focus is. And I think right now, with a bunch of craziness kind of going on, it definitely has helped me to keep my focus, keep me knowing what I'm good at, kind of what, if you will, stay in my lane, and just remember that it's bigger than me, and I'm here to serve, and so I can go about my day and feel really great about it. Now, I want to tell you about another book I picked up. I started this book a bit back, maybe like 2 years ago, Sell or Be Sold by Grant Cardone. I decided to pick that book up because if you're in business, I think right now, depending on what your business, if you're essential or not, right now I was like, what is it that I really need to grab hold of? I'm selling something every day. I'm selling my kids. I'm selling my husband on my great ideas, what we're doing. And I think that also in the business, it's like, what are you out there really letting people know you have available? So I'm trying to sell something, guys. I'm selling greatness today. Jeremy, what about you?
Yeah, I'm currently not reading anything. And I think since we began the quarantine into now, reading hasn't been on my mind. I've been listening to a lot of not music, instrumentals, more for calming down my internal world versus adding more information through reading. And so I can get lost in reading comments on social media, which is probably all the words that I can consume into my brain currently.
Right. Great. I hopefully positively influencing your day though.
Well, I am going through Tony Robbins. This is a good one. This 7-day program with Tony. I'm blanking. It's the really your comeback story, and I'm doing a video with him each day, and we're on day 3. So nice. I really was enjoying that. So in consuming that. But that brings us to our next question. How do you stay motivated to finish what you started?
Why are you doing what you're doing or said you were going to commit? I think some people miss during a challenge, or when you say, that looks good, that looks like something I want to take on, and really asking yourself, is it the right timing for you? Can you fully commit and really get what you want out of it? Now, I get it. Sometimes you can commit and you go gung-ho all the way, and then all of a sudden you kind of start to trickle off. I think here too, it's like, what keeps you motivated? What can pull you back in? You're probably going to get success. You started going, full speed ahead, and then maybe even if you trickle, still going to get results. But knowing that why, or that purpose of why you're really trying to do what you're doing, you've got to keep that on the forefront of your mind. Now, the motivation part, that can come and go. But I'll tell you this, some caffeine in the morning, some good music, getting your mind right, changing your physiology. Tony Robbins taught us this, just simply yelling, speaking louder, changes really the way that you feel in your blood flow. It absolutely can make an adjustment. So staying motivated is about knowing those certain little things in there that that makes me feel good. I know getting up and exercising, that changes and shifts my day.
Right. So I think what Carey's leading to is your triggers and your framework. So to break it down for you to be able to accomplish a task and complete it is all built around how you're building and triggering yourself and building framework around your behaviors throughout the day. So that's the behavioral sciences of understanding commitment and understanding willpower and motivation. So we know we have a limited amount of willpower a day, and we know we have only, motivation is fleeting, it comes and it goes. So how are you triggering your willpower? How are you triggering your motivation? But also, how are you creating a framework for you to walk through behaviors that are being brought to your attention on a daily basis? iPhone alarm settings are very powerful to put in place for you to trigger responses whenever you need to take an action step to do something. And so I highly encourage you utilizing the technology that you more than likely carry around with you every single day. And then also, what are other things that trigger you? So a lot of times I think a supplementation is as much as a trigger as it gets a response. And so we move into the sympathetic, parasympathetic, and what Carey's talking about, peak state, is getting your body ready to take action, or if you're in a rest and recovery state. And you can only be at a fight or flight in a sympathetic response for so long before you need to move back to a recovery state before you're gonna burn out. So that's some high level, just saying like, where am I, how am I feeling, doing personal inventory, and then making the triggers. The alarm on your phone is the best way to create reminders so you don't have to just remember it from your brain to take an action to do something. So that's something that I would just say, pull out your iPhone, schedule in when you need alarms to remind you, follow suit with that, and have a response whenever you have I don't want to run, that you're already running out the door moving, or have yourself starting out that way. I like to drink energy and then go, knowing it's going to kick in and I'm going to keep on going. And so that's my answer to staying motivated, because we have systematic framework of behaviorals and triggers, and then you have willpower, and then you have motivation, and they all work together. It's not throw one out or the other. You utilize all those, but have a good framework underneath all that so you can execute.
One more thing, a lot of times we will jump in on a challenge, and so we know a group of people are going to do something together, which is good, because now we're doing it together, and together you can lean on each other whenever you kind of get weak, if you will. So I do know this, most of us start out, I can do this, I got this on my own, so you're kind of utilizing the group, maybe you really are, but I think 2 weeks in, 3 weeks in, when you start to kind of peter out, if you will, don't think you're alone. That's the time and be like, oh yeah, I don't want to share that I'm petering out because, I'm the weak one. No. Actually, chime in. Hey, is anybody struggling here? Does anybody need a reboot? Can we do something to kind of get us remotivated and get together on this? And then you hear this, oh, me, I kind of feel that way, and be like, oh, I'm not alone. And kind of that can be the remotivation. So don't forget to, when you're in these groups, to kind of reach back out and say, hey, I need that accountability piece. This is actually when I start to fail. Just kind of announce that and say, okay, because then the group will come together and give more support and go like, all right, let's finish strong. And then you get that reboot and you finish strong. So don't forget to kind of lean on each other, especially if you're joining in when there is a group going together, moving in the same direction. It's powerful.
Yeah. Never forget the power of the group. That can definitely, and making sure that you're in the right group, headed in the right direction. But the power of the group is momentum. And that comes to our last question, why? What is your why? And how do you express that on a daily basis?
My why is to inspire and influence through health and wellness for people to be the best version of themselves. So I do that through fitness. That's my why. That's why I get up every day. I want to inspire others to be their best selves and be healthy and well.
I would say my why comes from my core anchor, core values, and that is faith, family, and health and wellness. And so it used to be faith, family, fitness, but now health and wellness has supplanted that in my core three anchor core values. And in the sense of why, from a faith, family, and when I'm doing health and wellness, it allows me to wake up every day and have a purpose to pursue, and how I'm doing it not for myself but for others. And I've had to mature to that position in my life at 38. I like to say I've always been that way. It's just been a recent maturity to really understand why I'm choosing to do what I do. And it really comes back that I've done through quarantine is gotten really clear that I used to be heavily motivated by materialism, and material wealth, material acquisition used to really motivate me. And now, as I continue to create awareness around myself, my real true is returning value into the marketplace, but also to humanity, to expand and grow and to become more, knowing that that's going to allow me to prosper as a business professional and an entrepreneur. So it's kind of like that. It's like why and how these all work together, and really doing that from my gut, my heart, and my true passion. And so I think that is, me and Carey are very united in what front we're operating operating from in that sense. And that's really, I think, why we do what we do as a whole, and all that. And we're family, so it works out good. All right, guys. So that is your Ask Jeremy and Carey show coming at you. Thank you so much. Keep the questions coming. We like to share with you guys and hope we inspire, motivate, and call you to action. Take care.